All right, buddy, here we are in Instagram. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to start from the very basic, just in case I share this with anybody else, to show them how to create a reel and some of the features inside of Reels. So on the bottom right, I'm going to click on my profile guy, a little bottom right, little circle with a guy in it. And then top right, I'm going to hit the plus button, which is going to give me all of these options: post, stories, story highlight, IGTV video, reel guide. I think you know this, but just making sure. I'm going to click reel, which is going to pull up my camera. Okay, so now you're seeing my office, obviously my screens, or now me. So I'm not going to show me because, well, why not? Why not? You're going to look at me because I'm branding everywhere. What you see on the screen on a reel is on the left side here is the menu of options. So the first thing is 15 or 30 seconds. That's how you can make the length of the reel. So I always encourage everybody to always err on the side of caution and choose the extended time just to be safe. The next one is music. So this is where it pops this up. You can choose trending music. You can choose from a variety of categories. You can search. It's very similar to TikTok. Tons of options. The 1X is where you can speed up, slow down if you want to get creative. If you're doing like a walkthrough through a house and you know it's going to take, let's just say, I don't know, a minute and a half, speed it up. Go to 5X speed. I mean, then you could basically do a 5-minute video in 1 minute. That's where you can get kind of fun and with the speed. And obviously you can do slow-mo, but slow-mo means you're going to get less video in the time that you shoot the video, obviously. So doing the speed up gives you options. Then you've got the little effects guy here. This pops up at the bottom here, and then you can see all these options. This is where you can play around with like goofy filters, just like this. There's trillions of options. I personally don't mess around with this stuff very often. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that because I don't use them anyway. And I don't think that's why you're interested in me showing you this. And then I'm not even going to go with the wand here. I don't use it. Then there's the timer feature. That's the bottom thing. So ignore the wand, go to the timer. This is where if you wanted to set up your camera, like if you saw my golfing reel, for example, and you wonder, how in the hell did he shoot a golf shot? So the drive, you could see somebody was holding the camera. The next two shots, I had to prop my camera with my viewfinder on the ground. I switched it from 3 seconds to 10 seconds, a 10-second countdown, so I could push play, go to get myself set and hit the shot, right? And it counts down. So that way I don't lose the time on the limited time that I have, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot something here just for the sake of shooting it, just to give us some time. So I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. This is where there's two things you can do here. So when you hit the play button, you can just hit it and it starts playing, right? And you just let your finger go and then you press stop, or you can hold the button, very similar to TikTok. So if you're doing a talking head video, for example, I'm just holding the button and when I let go, it stops, right? So now I've got 3 jump cuts, and you can see up at the top, you can see there's 3 jump cuts. It's in pink there. This is very similar to TikTok. Now, and this is what I was talking about the other day, there's a couple of features here. So first of all, I'm gonna go back. Let's just say I don't like, there's the back button to the left of the play button here. I'm gonna hit the button. Very now you can see TikTok. So if you're doing a talking head video, 3 different cuts, and hold the button. Very similar to TikTok. Any of them, or I can hit the scissors here and hold the button. Very similar to TikTok. So if I want to, let's just say I was going into press play or start, I can then squeeze this in. And just like I did with my golf shot, I had to go very similar to TikTok. So if you're doing or go to the camera and turn it off, similar to TikTok. So that's where I can head video, for example, essentially, right? So you have that feature. Then you can hit the next button here, which takes you to another page where you can add features. This is where I was mentioning to the other day, where and it starts playing. You can add text, right? And you just let your finger go to hold the button. Very similar to TikTok. So if you're doing a talking head video, for example, I'm just holding the button and probably really loud here, just for the sake of shooting it. But you can hear time. So this is where you can change the text to where it pops up, and you periodically throughout the video, or you can add very similar to TikTok. So if you're doing a talking head video, for example, very similar to the button, and when TikTok, you can search for images of shooting it. That you can't set the duration on time, so I'm only text. So I'm gonna hit and it starts playing A's there, and I'm gonna type, we're just gonna check out. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do this. Text 1, and I'm gonna go up here, and there's a couple things. So first of all, there's all these fonts right here, so I can choose different fonts, right? I'm going to show you one that's pretty cool. Then up at the top here, the middle A, this one changes. So if I put a color, so if I hit the color wheel, it changes. So it gives you these different options. So there's 3 different options of color wheel, right? Now, if you hit the A to the right of it, the third one over, it has different features for how it plays. In this case, here, it types just for the sake of shooting it, just to give us some time. The video's playing. Blah, blah. It's pretty cool, and it starts playing. So if I hit on that again, I can edit that. So I'm going to turn that off just for the sake of you watching this. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like this. I'm going to say text 1, right? I'm going to move it up. I'm going to open it up a little bit, go like this. I'm going to do text 2. I'm going to choose a different font. I'm going to change the color to purple, and I'm going to do it like that. Text 2, okay, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then I'm going to choose one more font. I'll choose this one and say text 3. You can do this really infinitely. I wouldn't overdo it. They all have different looks, different colors, different textures, those sort of things. So now, talking head video, for example, at the bottom, the button, and there's 3 little, just for the sake of shooting it, just to give us some time. So I'm layer of, and it starts playing text, right? So if I click on text 1, for example, hold the button, very similar to TikTok. So now I can squeeze this in and say, I'm going to have that one pop up the first third of the video. And it starts playing. Then I'm going to do text 2 is going to pop up. I'm going to squeeze it here to where text 1 goes off. See how it popped out? I'm going to start it there, and it starts playing. End it right about there. The button, very similar to TikTok. So 3, and I'm going to bring it all the way to where text 2 ends. Button, very similar to TikTok. It's going to finish off the video. You can move this around. I can put that one there or whatever. Make sure you're putting it. You can see how the little icons pop up, so you know what's going to show. Columbus holding the button. User's end here. I can click for the sake of shooting it, just to give watch it all the way through. Time. So I'm talking. Click done, and it starts playing. And you can see how and you just the text will pop up as very similar to TikTok. So if you're doing a talking head video, for example, I'm just holding the button, and when I here, it's a lot of stuff I know, but I think I covered the key basics that you really need. And it starts playing to and you get creative with your videos. Now I'm going to hit share. It's going to take me here. You have 2 options. You can post it to Reels, which is a separate section. It can also post to my feed, or I can turn that off and just put it in Reels. I do both sometimes, and sometimes I just send it straight to my story. But more times than not, I'm posting my Reels to Reels, and then I treat them like a in-feed post where I will write a caption and I will hashtag it just like I would a feed post. And again, sometimes, depending on how much I'm posting that day, I'll share them to my feed. Other times I just share them to Reels. And then if you want, let's just say you shoot a video at a property and a buyer shows up, and you're going to edit it later. You're going to add text, you're going to add music, you're going to do all that stuff later. You hit save to draft, and then it's saved. So now I go back to my profile, and you click, so right here, the second one over. So this is my grid. This guy right there is Reels, right? Now you'll see all my Reels, and then I can click on drafts, and then I can open that guy back up just for the sake of shooting it, just to give us back time. So I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. Edit. So in this case, I'm playing right on the text screen. But if I wanted to hold the button, very similar to TikTok. So if I wanted to video, for example, I was holding the button, add clips, it takes me back to the camera scene, and now I'm back here. And let's just say I didn't finish the video. Now I can add more to it, whatever I want to do. Boom, here, move forward, just for the sake of shooting it, just to give us some time. So I'm talking, I added a clip, so and it starts playing. Text, but so many possibilities here. You can save this stuff for later. This is really cool. In other words, you can create these videos, you can save them for later, finish off later. I do this all the time. This is very common on TikTok as well. So highly encourage. I know you're using Instagram regularly because I see you. You do good stuff. I like how you're sharing to your stories. Start using Reels because you're going to get more, excuse those texts, you're going to get more visibility from Instagram because Reels is the newest and latest, greatest thing. It's what's giving my account tons of visibility. I think I was 130-something thousand reach over the last 30 days as a result of using Reels consistently, and you should too. Hope that helps. Holler if I can go deeper on anything else, my friend.